Okay, so I have two memorable experiences that go hand in hand, and they both start back when I started Fairport High School in 10th grade. Um, my English teacher, Dylan Gillette, who was my AP IB English teacher. AP is Advanced Placement, IB is International Baccalaureate, for those who don't know. Along with Kyle Hargrave, who was my SUPA, Social Psychology, Psychology, and Sociology teacher. SUPA is Syracuse University Placement Advanced. Both of those teachers had profound, lasting impacts on my educational career, along with my future career path. Dylan Gillette, the coolest, hands down, coolest teacher that you could ever experience as a first year student in a brand new school, in a brand new town, with people you have never met before, and here you are, this geeky girl just trying to find her way. And he really embraced everything that went along with good teaching and getting to know his students and taking student inventories, both formally and informally, to push us beyond our comfort zones. And he was an amazing teacher, and he really embraced his lifestyle along with teaching in order to benefit the whole population. I remember walking in on my first day, and here he is wearing some khaki shorts and a Fairport High School football t-shirt, and he has Dead Bears tattooed on his leg, and the first thing I thought was, holy macaroni, that's allowed? Like, my teacher has a personality? Are you kidding me? But it was really pretty cool because it got me to realize that you can be a professional and still have a personality at the same time, because for some reason I had this awful notion in my head that you couldn't have a personality and be a teacher. But he had both, and he was willing to go above and beyond for his students and teach us in ways that we didn't think were possible. As far as pushing beyond comfort zones, he knew I liked to write, so he encouraged me to write, and he encouraged me to write in different formats, and he encouraged me to publish my writing, which nobody had ever done before. For me, that was a totally foreign concept, but I embraced it, and I loved it, and I wrote short stories and poems, and they were in the school newspapers, and they were in the yearbooks, and they were in our different poetry books. I was in the Young Publishers of America book. I don't know. And along with that, Kyle Hargrave, who was the classic 60s hippie. You walk in his room and there's tapestries hanging on the walls, and Jimi Hendrix is playing, or whomever else was playing at the time. Every day you walked in, there was someone new. Incense was burning, and he had posters of musicians all over the place, along with researchers and different psychologists and sociologists through the years, and trips of places that he has been to do research. And he really took a hold of my love for research and taught me how to research and things to look for and how to write research reports. And he pushed me beyond that comfort zone, and the fact that though I loved it, I had no idea what I was doing. And he embraced that, and he took me under his wing, and he did this one class project where we had to write a timeline, 5 years down the road for high school, where do we want to be and where do we want to see ourselves. And 5 years after high school, I got a letter addressed to myself with that timeline in it. So it's kind of fun to be able to go back and look at it. Both of these teachers I maintain contact with still to this day. And every time I go back to my hometown, if it's during the school year, I stop in and say hi. And every time Dylan looks at me and he says, Agnello, why did you become a teacher? You know there's no life in teaching. And I say, because Dylan, I had an awesome mentor like you who taught me that it's okay to be a good teacher and get to know your students on that personal level in order to build rapport with them, in order for them to produce the best results. So those are my memorable experiences, and I honestly hope that someday one of my students will be able to say the same thing about me, that I was able to create a memorable experience for them.